I've been sitting in this chair since 6:40. All right. Y'all ready? All right. I am the seed that grows and advances the kingdom for soul winning. This word, bread of life, that I received today, not only for me, but to be shared with others, that they may grow in Christ as well as myself for the purpose of successful living. Thank you. I want to welcome everyone in that is a part of our broadcast, our Facebook, social media, also our YouTube and Instagram, and the virtual campus. And I want to stop there for a moment. This is September the 1st. Don't know if we've had any activity on the virtual campus, but I want us to start pursuing that, because as we're still facing this pandemic and many houses of worship are still closed, we would love for you to be a part and to follow our broadcast. And with that, I am wanting to, between now and maybe Sunday, is have one or two people that can be assigned to respond to people who partner and who watch and comment. I am going to introduce or reintroduce the second phase of financial literacy. And so tonight is going to be kind of a setup night. And so there will be times that people will ask questions, and what I would look for is an active, interactive group. I don't necessarily think there is a wrong question, and I am assured that I don't have all the answers. I can guarantee you that. But I do have resources at my disposal that I can go and research and bring back things. Now I know how, and I've heard and had various conversations with people, and people have asked me probably the last 18 months or even longer about teaching financial literacy, or the book, Basic Financial Steps, that teach you how to make your money work for you. And I know somebody's, and it is the book that I wrote, yes, but I don't keep all that in my head. My head space is getting limited. I'm not trying right now to push the book or sell the book. I don't recommend buying the book on Amazon. The book right now, I believe, is either $49 or $50. And truthfully, the book is only $15. Now, let me explain why the book is $15. The book is $15 because it has critical information in it. It doesn't have any fat. It don't have a story in it. It's a go-to-work book. This is going to be another book that goes with that. So between the Greenville campus and for those who write for me, I need you to take accurate notes, because I'm going to turn this into the second book. I have the cover. I have another book, Book of Thoughts. I'm not here to sell me. I'm just here to tell the truth. But, and I want to let you know where the funds go, because oftentimes in ministries, people hear leadership or people talk about money and they immediately turn off. And so if you're going to do that, go ahead and do that now, because I'm going to talk about money from now. I thought I had 30 lessons, and I found out I only have 19. But I don't know if the Lord will let me finish at 19. I may have to go further. And because my question to God was, why now? And his response to me was, it's needed. And so if it's needed, then I have to change what I intended to do. And I'm very, very frank and very honest. I quit teaching financial literacy for one simple reason. The group that I was trying to share information with was a group that didn't receive it. And people who it was for, but were not in the class, but in the conversation over time, purchased the book and have come back with various and great results and testimony. And I feel like the people that I wrote it for and let me make it very clear, was the everyday people. The people who work a job every day. The people who work blue collar, fast food. I did it for the everyday person. But the everyday person didn't want it. And so that was a little heartbreaking. And so what I do with the funds is I do not take the funds. The funds do not come to me personally. The fund goes to the youth. And I'm really going, and that's why I said I may wind up doing more than 19 classes. And as the leader, and as for those that like titles, as the lead pastor, this is what I am going to teach. And so I don't know exactly when I'm going to do something different. And so I'm going to teach it now. It's up to you to get it. Other folk got it the last time. This is your chance to get it. And so the money goes to them because I want to develop them. And I want them to have the privilege that many generations before them didn't have. And you know what that is? Money, and be comfortable with money. And to have money and not have to spend money. And to know how to make money work for you. So for those that are looking for two things or two stocks, you may as well turn me off now, because I have them, but I'm not giving them right now. That you can turn around and wake up a millionaire tomorrow. Nah, this is not for you. This is for the person who wants to know, first of all, their identity in God. This is also for the person who wants to know, why have I been impoverished, and why can I not come up or get over or get through or get established? And so this time, which was not my intention, there's more biblical scriptures that I am going to use to show you. And I didn't understand that. And I'm very open. This time when I went back to the grasshopper, the Lord showed me that I had the eyes of a grasshopper. I said a phrase. I said, when the opportunity presents itself, will you be ready? And I know people are looking at me like, you got a grasshopper? Certainly, yes. You can write it down, mark it down. You can say whatever. Because an opportunity presented itself. And because I had not taken the time to do all the research, when I entered into engagement, all the resources that I needed to know was not there, and I didn't think that I had all the needed resources to complete it, so I did not want to hold up the opportunity. Now, this is the kind of leader I am. I'm very upfront, and I'm very frank and very straightforward. I left $175,000 on the table. And so when I was upset with myself, the Lord said to me, because you allowed so much confusion around you, and you tried to save everybody, you forgot about the vision. And so when you forgot about the vision, when the time came that you should have pulled the trigger, you hesitated. And this is me. I hesitated and left $175,000 on the table, and I do business every day. I go back to one of the great spiritual fathers of our time, Bishop Jake said, there's a time that you're with the people. There's a time that you are before the people. There are times that you have your hands on, and there's a time that people have their hands behind you, and there's certain people that can hold your hands up, but there's only a few people that can hold their hands underneath you. So I told God, with all that you've given me, because God said to me, if I were to let you to where you're supposed to be with the eyes that you have, you would have made greater mistakes. So now I have to live with knowing that I missed that opportunity. So now I have to work and try to hasten the time to recover So you can call it a confession, you can call it whatever. It's just reality. So I want you to know from me who sit at the lead, I'm changing some things. And I'm changing how I do some things, and I'm changing some conversations that I have with people. Because I cannot be the leader and have a grasshopper spirit. I cannot be the leader and try to save people who keep jumping in the river. I cannot. I'm going to give it to you. I expect for you, if you have questions, to ask, but I expect for you to grow up. I can't miss another opportunity. One of the deacons said to me, he said, we either learn, we either win, or we learn. And I agree with that. But at the same time, $175,000 is a loss. Now, I'm creative enough to think I can recover it. But even if I recover it, I'm still $175,000 in the hole from a businessman. Because I allowed too many unnecessary distractions. So as I began to share this with you, it is to pull back the scales of seeing and hearing the noise of being a grasshopper. So many people have asked me about financial living or about financial literacy and successful living, and so I'm going to do that. But I want to share with you, and I have a whole bunch of stuff, so when I get to Greenville, I have it. I don't know if I'll get to it tonight. But I want to show you something, because a couple of people called me today, and they were having dialogue, and everything they were saying was against what God said. So I want you to go to Genesis 26, and we're really going to read. I don't want to, but we really need to read the first couple of verses. Financial literacy. For those that are going to write, and for my ghostwriters who are going to write, this is back to the basics. Finances. Here is where we have to break the metaphor, the concept that we have been brought up in for decades. And it reads like this: and there was a famine. Now, let me share something with you right off the bat. Before there can be a famine, there has to be what? A harvest. Yeah, a harvest. Before there can be a famine. Because if there's nothing, then there's nothing to lose. All right? Now, I want you to write this. Be careful who shifts your thinking. Be careful who you allow to shift your thinking. It says, and there was a famine in the land, and besides the what? First famine that was in the days of Abraham. So Abraham had a history with famines. Now his son Isaac is experiencing his first famine without his dad. But I want you to note something. And Isaac went unto Abimelech, king of the Philistines. Now, if you know anything about the Philistines and Ger, they were not friends to the Jews. They were not friends. Now remember, God made Abram a promise, right? But see, here's the problem. In the midst of that promise, watch this. And in the midst of not being in the land that you're from, why have you quit on your gift just because the land has changed? Next verse. And the Lord appeared unto him and said, what? See, God moves you out of your comfort zone to show your enemies and to show you that what's going to take place has to be of God. So many times God has to send situations in your life in order for you to rethink how you do things. This is why I gave this the concept back to the basics. And the Lord appeared to him and said, don't go to what you are familiar with. Dwell in the land which I shall tell thee of. Next. So God puts you in a place that he's already prepared the way. The problem is, will you align yourself with the assignment? Sojourn into the land, I will be what? With thee, I will bless thee, for unto thee what? Thy seed. Now I want you to note this. Thy seed. And I said this on Sunday that probably offended a lot of people, and probably some of my good tithe paying people, is God is not first in your life. The first thing in your life is work, family, your money, and God. But that didn't go over well. Because when work calls you, you change, you're totally committed, and you're going to work. When God calls, or their assignment in the ministry, you don't see you are sowing to be blessed in your entire life. Your job only can give you money, and it gives you enough money to live, which is really surviving. It doesn't give you enough money to plant and prosper. So God says to me, he says, so I will bless thee. First of all, I will be with thee. So if you're writing and you're one of my ghostwriters, you've got to write whatever God assigns you to. You must understand he will be with thee, and he will bless thee, and unto thee, and unto thy seed. So in the midst of it, God's still going to bless your gift. The problem is, because you're in another country, you're in another land, you don't feel like you have a gift. And because you're in the midst of a famine, then you give in to the famine, and you walk away from the word of. And he says, I will give all these countries, and I will perform the oath. See, then, for those of my ghostwriters, you have forgotten about your inheritance, which I swear unto Abraham thy father. So you leave. So because you're in a famine, you walk away from everything that God told you that you would do. Now I'm going to show you something. Next one. And I will make thy seed multiply. Here is where I'm trying to wake up the entrepreneur. You are never going to prosper the way God will have you prosper, always under the hand and under the foot of somebody else. Now I'm going to show you a dynamic that happens in corporate America that you may not be aware of. They use you to progress them. Why don't you use them to progress you? Come on, ghostwriters. They are teaching you a skill that you will have the rest of your life, but the problem is you only apply it to work. You don't apply the principles to your everyday life. You're going to school. You don't apply the accounting processes to your everyday life. You go and you learn about all these categories, but you do not apply it to your life. Am I making sense? You don't apply it to your life. You go do what they want you to do to progress what they do, but you come home and do nothing for you that will progress what you've learned from them to expand your borders. Come on, it says, and what? I will multiply thou seeds for the stars and the countries, and into the that goes into the nation and earth. Keep going, and I'm going to show you how this goes out. Come on. Because that Abraham what? See, here's the problem. When God starts blessing you, you get funny. This is why I'm going through this before I start teaching the basic financial steps, because some people going to get funny, and some people have already tuned it off because they were looking for the best 10 ideas and the best stock. And see, here's the whole point. Money don't replace ignorance. Because you have to enter into a covenant with God, obey his voice, and what? Keep his charge and his commandments and his statutes and his laws. So how many things is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many of them can you say that you've actually kept? Or do you just keep asking God for more? Okay, let's keep rolling. And Isaac dwelt in the land that wasn't his. So let me ask you a question. If you think you went back to your homeland, do you think you could do better than the land that you're in? I really wish I could tell y'all what I thought. So why do you keep calling yourself something that you're no longer with? Hello? Come on. And the men of the place, which was not their friend, did what? Ask him about his wife. Because he lived in a place where if they wanted something, they took what they wanted. And he said, and he lied. He said, oh, she my sister. Do y'all remember that? Do y'all know where that came from? His daddy lied. Abraham lied when he was taking Sarah. They mustn't want no ugly women, because, you know, if everybody asking about your woman, she must look pretty good. Because remember, y'all not looking well. Abraham said Sarah was his sister because she was so much, no, was it Abraham? It was Abraham. Yeah, come on, this is why I need Bible people then. And so look at what the repeat of what his son is doing. He is saying Rebekah is his sister. For he feared what? Didn't he want to own up to it? Least. She had to be fine. She didn't have no mule head. She had to be fine. She was fine. And she was what? The Bible said, well, you know you fine when the Bible says you fine. And the Bible says she was fair to look upon. So he knew where he was. He had no friends. Why do you keep listening to your friends? And some of your friends are the very reason you can't handle your money. Come on. So some people still complaining. All right? Looked out the window and saw what? So how are you playing with your sister? And kissing on her and rubbing on her. What's going on in the family? Come on, next one. So he said, now the man comes back to you and say, now notice Isaac has not started what he was supposed to be doing. He's somewhere out there because there's no pressure on him right now. He's somewhere out there dancing in the lilies, hugging and kissing and rubbing on Rebekah. After he done told him, this is my sister. How many of you are hiding your gifts right now? How many of you are hiding your gifts? And he said, she is my sister. And Isaac said unto him, because least I die for her. Are you willing to pay the price to set yourself free? Come on, next slide. Now, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is why I wanted to get to this. First of all, God's going to assign you to a place that you're uncomfortable with. But the challenge is you're going to have to stay focused in that place. And so even when you think you've gotten by, he's going to bring back the truth. And so he said unto them, he says, so now here's the thing I want you to get. Even though they don't like you, but because of the gift in you, they're going to have to respect you. When are you going to get your respect? Because what you're showing everybody is your feelings and your emotions, and none of your gifts and your talents. And so what he's saying is, we don't even serve the same God. We're not even going in the same direction. But because of the God in you, I don't fear you, but I fear the God in you. See, y'all don't do that. Y'all don't speak up for church. Y'all don't speak up for the assignment of God. Because we emasculate ourselves in titles, and we want to know everything, but we don't execute nothing. Next scripture. Which verse is that? 10? And then so now that he has this respect, not money, not wealth, not seeds yet, but this respect of how he carries himself, the king did what? Charged all these people and said, God will protect you and allow you to do what you're supposed to do, even when you're not in your own land. So I had to nullify this thing where people talk about things are disproportionate. They're disproportionate because many times of the decisions that you're making and what other people don't want you to have. But listen to what verse 12 is going to tell us. Now, after all that frolicking he did with his wife and running around and telling lies, it waited to verse 12. The number 12 means governmental order. He had to put his seed to work. Listen to what he says. Come on. Uh-huh. So I'm going to ask you a question. When are you going to start sowing in the midst of a famine? Because right now we are straight in the midst of a pandemic. And you're holding and you're waiting. And you're waiting it for it to be over before you get started. And it says the Lord in the same year blessed him what? But here's the thing. He sowed. I want to talk to you briefly, real quick, that if you want to turn your finances around, you're going to have to go back to the basics. Because some of us have gotten comfortable with where we are and what we think we have. And that comfort zone is, I got a job, I got a little money in the bank, I have a 401k, and I have a little land. But I'm going to ask you a deeper question. Is that all God had for you? Because some of us hadn't done more because we stuck on ourselves. Because the crowd you're around has less than you, so you look like you are on top. But if you get in the next circle, you may find out you're not even in the crowd. At the bottom, okay? All right? So what I want to do is give you this. For those that my ghostwriters, I want you to write, it's more than money. And I want you to write vision too small. And when I get to Greenville tomorrow, now this time they'll probably be on point. I don't know how many packs I have. We're going to have to make up a couple packs. I'm going to do something that's old school. I can't think of his name. God, he did it. I didn't know. Dave Ramsey did it. I didn't even know he was doing it. But you're going to have to create separation in your accounts. Because a number that's in your account is a number that falsely tells you what you think you have until the bills and the responsibilities come out. So you're going to have to break up your seed. I'm going to give you a couple names tonight, and I'll have some envelopes when I come to Greenville because I know they're going to be looking. I'm going to give you a couple names because what I've learned, as long as I have been dealing with successful living is developing a successful lifestyle that has to be taught. And one of the things that is going to sound stupid, but it's true. Most people are guilty of swiping their card because they know they have money in the bank. But do you know where you're pulling that money from? I was listening to a program and someone was saying, we're constantly robbing Peter to pay Paul, and we're robbing Dave to pay Peter, and we're robbing Bill to pay back Paul. So you keep taking from your funds because your funds, your numbers tell you you got money. You don't have money until you know the separation of the money. Now, to tell you to open another account, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to tell you a principle that has worked. You need an envelope, or you need something that has discretionary income. Can somebody look up that word? What does that mean? Discretionary. I'll tell you what it means. Discretionary income is a percentage of what you take out your paycheck and you put it somewhere and you use it for if you decide to go to a ball game, go to a movie with friends, and it doesn't come from your main money. Discretionary. So if you and the wife decide, hey, your birthday is coming up, you don't take that out of your paycheck. You take a certain percentage out every week and you put it in a discretionary place. I'm not going to say an envelope. I'll have some envelopes tomorrow. Okay, come on. If I ask for it, somebody need to be able. Income remaining. Mm-hmm. So once you've taken care of what you're supposed to take care of, because one of the greatest downfalls is people are trying to pay everything out of one check. I'm going to make my mortgage, but you have used that money. You need to know what you have in your discretionary account. The other one is, and this goes against the norm, because people say, well, I have a savings, or I have this, I have that. No, not a savings, I have a 401k. You don't have a 401k until you can use it. And let me tell you something about 401ks and get ready for it. They are going away. And also, Social Security is going to go away. Now, I don't know who you're talking to as a financial advisor, but you get some high-end financial advisor. At some point, regardless of who sits in the White House, they're going to do away with a couple things. 401k. They already done got rid of pensions. You know about and they're going to get rid of Social Security. If you're in your 20s, let's say 17 to maybe 28 or 31, by the time you get to 62, there will be no Social Security, and they're going to take your money. Here's what you should have, even when you have all those other things. A savings. Now, your grandmother had money hid in her brassiere. She had money hid in a girdle. Y'all laughing because y'all know your cans in the kitchen, money hid in the Bible. People can break in your house all day. Ain't nobody going to steal a Bible. You can have $2,000 in the Bible. Ain't nobody going to steal a Bible. Do you have a savings? Now, let me explain something about a savings. A discretionary income and a savings are different. Let me tell you about a savings. A savings you don't touch. You don't touch it. And you should know how much is in it. Boy, ask me why. You're going to have some visitors. Ask me who the visitors are. The spirit that wants you to spend and dip in your savings. How many times have you said, well, I can just go in my... A savings is something that you don't touch. I'll tell you down the road what you do with your savings. Because right now, if you have a savings account at a bank, you ain't making no money off of it, but I'll tell you later what to do with it. You don't touch it. You don't look at it. And the money should come off the top. Don't trust yourself to go put money. Y'all know. Oh, Jesus. You be on your way to the bank with your saving money. About 2,000 spirits talking to you on the way to the bank. Y'all look like y'all guilty. Okay. And those spirits start telling you, you know, you need to do this and you need to do that. You need to get a new washing machine. You need to do this and you need to do that. And then when something go wrong, well, I got $2,000 in the saving. You ain't got no saving. If you have to touch it, come on, talk back to me. You said it. If you, why do you think they won't let you touch your 401k? And if you do, you get penalized. And you know why they don't want you to touch it? Because they're using it. They're using your 401k for compound interest. Let me go ahead and throw this in there. There's certain people that always look for all this money back from the government. What you're getting back from tax time from the government is pennies. They have made millions off of your dollars. And so I got $4,000 come back, man. I'm gonna give me a TV, man. Give me a TV. You made $4. They made $800,000 off a compound interest. Look it up. So what the other people do is they try to owe the government about $100 or $200, and they rather take their money and use it during the year. See, you run up your credit, and they use their money, and so when it comes tax time, oh yeah, I got to pay the government back around $1,000. It's all right. Because they don't want the government using, and especially to give it to you. So if you have a savings, you don't touch it. That didn't go away. No matter what. Y'all not looking well. I got the money. I'm going to go in the bank and we're just going to. You don't have a savings. What you have is a discretionary income that's marking like it's a savings. I said I wanted a talk back audience, and now I hope Green will be better tomorrow night. Because we just now scraping the surface. It's going to get tight. You're going to need some new undergarments when I get through. Don't go into say. Now here's something. Here's this one. Why are you buying lunch? Do I know? Do you not know that people who make over $100,000 a year normally take their lunch? Then why you buying lunch and you making 15 and 12 and 20 and 30 and 40? You know what I've heard from financial advisors when I sit down with them? They said, Reggie, I said, what, Bob? If you could just get to stop eating out. See, I know Greenwood done turned me off because I know this is a group that's going out tomorrow night. They mad at me now. I know they're looking at TV. Pastor, you talk about, I'm not talking about you. Don't take this personal. Why are you buying lunch? Why are you eating out? When the numbers came out, I think I taught this 5-7 years ago. It said the average spend $400 to $600 a month on eating out. Calculator. 600 times 12 is what? $7,000. You could have $7,200 in the bank just from lunch money. Yes. Yes. You should buy some groceries. You should be packing your lunch. Somebody told me I need to pack my lunch. Look, I eat from y'all house because y'all don't ever charge me, so. I'm serious. Groceries. Give me a groceries. Groceries. You should have See, the problem is you buy groceries to survive, and then you go to lunch to eat what you want. Groceries. Y'all not looking well. Y'all not helping me. You should buy in the grocery what you want to take for lunch. And you need to, see, that's the whole problem. You keep doing, Isaac out there rubbing on Rebecca. Girl, you so fine. Ooh, you blow my mind. Oh, you so fine. Ooh, you blow my, and God sent him there to plant seeds, and he out there smooching in the bushes. Money ain't about what you want. Money is about making progress and bringing you something that's residual. Yeah, we're not going to get along, are we? Why do you have a lunch card? You only have 30 minutes and you got a $300 order at Pete's. No, because you're ordering for everybody else that want peace. You want a hot dog plate? Yeah, I want a hot dog plate. Hot dog plate, hot dog plate, $8.75. You get a tea, $12. They give you a cookie. They give you a cookie too. Yeah, they give you a cookie. Pete give you a cookie. You could have had 20 hot dogs if you'd have cooked them at home. You're already paying the power bill. So you saying what? Cutting you big, we just getting started. Ah, man, grocery, why don't you buy what you plan to eat? People that make over $100,000 a year generally take their lunch. Why are you going out and you making under $12 an hour, $20 an hour? Well, I make $20 an hour. You just gave 12 of it to them. So you really didn't make but 8 that hour. We ain't getting along. That's going to be my new word. We ain't getting along. Lunch. Why? Why you have an envelope? Why are you going out to eat? You don't need no lunch. Eat from the house. Buy it in the groceries. We're not getting along. Well, if I can't get along with y'all, I know the group. Y'all normally go home after service. I got groups that be like, where are we going? 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 We went down last time. I want something new. And I know what they're going to say. Well, Bev, I don't feel that. I don't feel that. You spending. That's the problem. I bet y'all don't want me to teach finances no more. Y'all want me to quit right now? Then you wonder why you have all these health issues. You're full of salt. We need a vacuum cleaner. Check it all out. You don't need no lunch envelope. Give me a close-up. We ain't nobody. Boy, we ain't getting along tonight. Lunch. Can't get it. Well, lunch. What's your budget for gas? Why are you going to Walmart 5 times a week? Every day. We're not getting along. Where's your budget? Ghostwriters, budget. What's your budget for gas? How many extra trips do you make? You get all the way home. Oh, I think I'm hungry now. I think I'm going to turn back around. I'm going to turn back around. I'm going to go get me a milkshake. I'm going to turn back around. I think I want a milkshake. You get out there and you just... What's your budget? It's about to be a fight. If it's going to be a fight here, I'm about to move my chair way back in Greenville tomorrow. I think I'm going to teach from the other building. I'm going to teach from outside tomorrow. I feel trouble already. I just feel trouble already. Y'all pray for me. It's going to be hard out there. What's your budget for gas? You probably could put an extra $100 in your savings if you cut down on all these trips, because 99.9% of you that go to any store, you do not have a list. Is the list in the store? No. And if you have a list, do you get what's on the list? No. So why have a list? Because you're going to have to learn how to budget. For my ghostwriters, write this: God's not going to bless a leaky bucket. Yeah, I'm going to teach at 8 o'clock. I'm going to tear this and we're going to tear down, tear up. But the old preacher would say, gas! Because most of y'all don't even go in to pay for gas no more. You just at the pump. Swipey go swipey. I know this one's gonna hurt. Why you keep going to restaurants? Listen, y'all about 80 feet. Stay, don't get too close. Why you keep going to restaurants? Well, we're going to eat out. Why? Bless me, Lord, bless me, Lord. But I'm going to give your money to all them people. And Lord, why they got what I don't have? Lord, why them people got stuff and I don't have stuff? Because they not eating out. They're not at the restaurant. They own the restaurant. Buy you some fancy dishes and eat at the house. We're not getting along. This is what I want to teach y'all. We're not getting along. Why are you going to restaurants? And for people who date, why y'all going to restaurants? Y'all need to go to a walk in the park. Then when you break up, you're mad about all the money you spent. Go walk in the park. Don't get no ice cream. If you can't talk in the park, you're going to thank God you to waste your money trying to buy nobody no meal that ain't going to call you back. We're not going to get along. Restaurants. You wait in line to argue with the waitress, to still get bad service, and to drink a gallon of sweet tea, and eat all that bread, and then want somebody to pray that you on a diet. You ain't on no diet. I'm watching my calories. That's all you doing is watching them. Why are you going to the restaurant? If you go, do you have a budget, and was it planned? I may not have nobody in Greenville tomorrow. I'm gonna just I just think I'm gonna just stay down here. Why you at restaurant? Well, it's Sunday. What is Sunday? What is different in Sunday and money when it's my money? And you can't write it off. You're trying to impress me. Oh, I pay for everybody. Till you get that bill, then you be. What did you have? I think I see an extra T on here. Restaurants. Is it in the budget? Someone talked to me that says, you know, my child is very unhappy and they just want what they want. It's because you've been giving them what they want and you never told them that it's not in the budget. Because society has trained us to spend money every day. Hello? Every day. It just don't feel good if you don't spend money. Come on. I see the look on your face. You just go to the dollar store. The dollar, what can you buy at the dollar store? If you buy it, it won't work when you get home. You get that jar of Tessie. I saw my mother today for the first time. You get that jar of Tessie. You think you're getting some Tessie. You need to look at your old Tessie jar when it was 5 ounces and realize they sold you the same price for 2.5 ounces. But you got some Tessie. This ain't gonna go over well. I'm gonna ask you, and I know you're not gonna do it. You need to put up your card. You only need somebody, at least they was honest. They said, why I gotta put up my card? My card is the easiest thing, because your card keep taking down your bank account. You need pocket money, and if you run out of money, you're out for the week. You can't borrow, you can't ask. Don't nobody want me to teach finances now, do you? They're like, I think Pastor need to go back teaching the word. I don't agree with this. This is not of the Lord. Pocket money. Put your card away. Whew, Jesus. I think I'm gonna cancel class in Greenwood Market. If it's not going over there, if it's not going over well down here with this 3,000 people I got right here, it ain't gonna go over. It ain't gonna go over well. I done put on a clean shirt, took a shower for nothing. Just pocket money. It depends on your budget. How many of you have a budget? Just raise your hand if you're living by a budget. All people on the budget, raise your. Ain't nobody hands up in here. Y'all just. Ooh, Jesus. Ain't nobody here living on a budget. Not even the college stuff. Y'all just not on the budget. You just make it up in overtime. You know, whatever the honey, whatever you want, Sheila. Just here, just take the card. You need pocket money. Put your card up. Pocket money. For the month. And y'all not good for the month if you don't have a budget. Because when it goes, you stay home. See, the problem is y'all done went out there with that card. The deacon over here about to faint. You been out there with that card, hadn't you? Yeah, you just, boy, we get the camera on the deacon. Put the camera on the deacon. He out there with that card. Pocket money. I don't carry cash. I don't carry cash. You know, I just have a car. What do you need? What do you need? Get robbed. Everybody, God, what do they call it? Everyone needs that laser protection folder. It's like a little silver foil thing. Everybody needs it because you're going to have your card in your pocket and people can scan you and get all your information and use your credit card without ever touching and seeing your card. They can't scan your pocket money. I don't carry cards. I don't carry checkbooks. Oh, I don't carry. I got a checkbook now. I had to do some business. But no, I don't. I lock them up. Because when I sit down to write a check, I don't know what I'm going to write it for. But there's no writing checks to be writing checks. Well, I just say, no, I got to balance this thing. Well, I can keep on balancing with it with my card. But with no budget, then you're just a wild donkey with a card. Swipity swipe, swipity swipe. Then comes Saturday night, Lord, oh Jesus, oh Lord, I got it. Oh, hallelujah. Oh, yeah, I spent my church money, Lord. Oh, Lord, I'm not going Sunday. I'm going to watch on the internet on Sunday, because, I'm glad Pastor don't say nothing about who paying and who not paying, because, child, I ain't paying this month. He must don't see the book, child. It's Perez be up there, Deacon Perez, he soft-hearted. He ain't going to call nobody out. We need to go back to the roots of the Baptists and the Methodists. They read out, Reginald Campbell, 0. They post it on the wall when you come in. Yeah, that's what they used to do. The Holiness Church, they didn't do that because there never was no money in there. Yes. Yeah. I used to call it the honor roll, integrity roll. Yeah. Yeah, there's just all that cussing and carrying on in church and fighting in the parking lot and singing in the choir and drinking liquor in the back. Paying no money. Pocket money. No, last two. I got 3 minutes. Last two. Greenville, I was going to give y'all an hour. I don't even think I'm coming. I don't think we're going to get along. Slush fund. Because I'm going to teach y'all how to make a budget. Let me see. Beasley, he probably something with me. Yo, what you want, Pastor? We need to go back and find my budget list because he was helping me with the PowerPoint and I had a budget planner. Some of you can download one offline, but you need a budget. How are you going to get 100-fold if you can't sow in the right place? You sowed in your want, then sow in your need. Slush fund. You know what that's for? For whatever you put in it when the grandkids say, Papa, let's go to the store. If ain't but $5 in this envelope, y'all got $2.50 a piece. You pull the card out, don't you? Who's it, Wesley be pulling out? Wesley! Slush fund. So that's your fund account. Slush fund. Now here's what most of people don't have, because they call it a savings. This is the last one. Most people don't have an emergency account. Emergency account. Now you notice there was a couple envelopes that didn't show up. The envelope of Barbara and the envelope of Lynn. If you don't have a budget, then what qualifies you to lend somebody money that's not going to pay you back? Some of y'all broke because you lent the wrong people money. Because you know what you did? You allowed your emotions to get in the way of your intelligence. And here's what I tell people. If you know you gonna need it, then you don't have it to lend. And I said, this is what you tell people. I don't have it in my budget. Because people will come to you all the time. And somehow the God in you, not the God of the Lord, the God in you tells you to do it. You can't help everybody. And if they created the problem and you solve it for them, they're going to create it again. It's a difference when someone make a mistake and they need assistance. Some people need assistance every week and every month. They knew the rent was due on the 1st. But she knew you. It don't matter if you don't know them. Can I make it plain? That's what you do when you go give your money away every week. You give your money to people who don't even like you. This is why your money does not turn back over in your community, because who has a business? And here's the next thing. If you have a business, who's going to run it like a business? You cannot have a store that's supposed to be open at 9 and you get there at 2. And just because you didn't have any business yesterday, you're going to take off the next 3 days. See, you got to understand one thing. If we're going to deal with money, your feelings and emotions don't matter. So Greenville, y'all better text me and see if y'all want class, because I can take tomorrow night off. Because if y'all gonna be like these people down here, somebody's gonna have to give me something to drink. They already accused me of drinking beer. I cannot wait till I go. We still live, stay live, because I'm gonna share this with my mama. I went to my mama's house today. I had to cut my daddy's hair. That's the only time he need me, and I want him to hear that too. And my mama came out. I didn't see my mama in a minute. And she said, "How you doing, Doomie?" She said, "You look well." I said, "Well, thank you. I'm trying to make it." She said, "That's what happened when money make you look good." I said, "Money make me look good." I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, I'm getting ready to start teaching about money." She got up, she left. She said, "Yeah, when you got money, the money make you look good." I said, "Okay." I cannot wait to hit television, because when I hit television, I'm going to go down there and I'm going to break up all my mama remotes. And I'm going to leave it on my channel. If she can watch Little House on the Prairie for 30 years, she going to watch her son. And I'm going to be like, "Did you see my class?" So Greenville, y'all need to text me. I know my phone probably blowing up now. "Oh, Pastor, we want class. Pastor, we want class." We ain't going to be like them. They don't know that this was the easy part. The next level get a little thicker. So they gonna try to sneak in and do the back door. That's probably true. They're gonna be rolling their eyes and everything. Hope say y'all better eat y'all last good meal, cause yeah, let's go out tonight, cause Pastor guy, he gonna teach for a whole hour tomorrow. So he a little rough on us in Greenville. Oh, I got something for Greenville. I have seeds tomorrow. And don't think y'all gonna get seeds on Sunday, cause y'all gonna have to plant something. Look at everybody. You know why? If you can't be patient with a seed, you can't be patient with your money. God bless y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow.